Hey everybody, welcome back. Right away, I just want to point out that the French are now concentrating all of their forces around Paris, which kind of puts Simond Russell in an awkward position because he was, of course, going to march on Paris, but now he is heavily outmatched by Prince Baldwin and Jean Capet and Captain Lanfranc as well as whoever's in Paris. Oh, it's Colin Capet. So we've got probably around 40 or 50 units around Paris. So I'm going to have to get some backup here. We're going to grab Duke Herbert, our faction heir. I'm going to take the risk that he may be able to lead a half peasant, half professional army because, I don't have a lot of professional troops in the wings at the moment. They're all with either, what's his face, Barty Carr or Simond Russell here. So that's sort of an issue at the moment. But we do have David of Salisbury coming from the north still, so he can always assist at Paris eventually. But anyway, before we really get into that, we'll look at all of our notifications. It appears that the plague is now in Angers, which is great because that's right where I put Duke Herbert, our fucking faction heir. And also this, a magnificent minaret has been built in Seville. Huh, some amazing architecture. Great. Oh shit, we didn't actually make a lot of money there. We only gained a few thousand coins that turn. And unfortunately, Exeter needs to be upgraded right now. We'll throw a couple florins down on that. Our stocks of coin are slowly dwindling. Speaking of upgrading, I am going to convert Visby to a castle, actually. Because I can't think of a better thing to do than build a castle on a lone island in the middle of the sea. It'll be a great defensive position for when we eventually, have to start warring against all of these states around here. Now, I did recruit a new fleet, Admiral Alfred, along with a new diplomat, Edmund of Lincoln. This is not Lincoln, but anyway, there we go. I need this guy up in here because we don't have any diplomats, or any agents, really, to service these lands. For example, I don't think I'm actually doing a lot of trading with the Polish at the moment, so I'm going to investigate that right away. See if we can get some trade rights or whatnot, Apparently we do have trade rights, but I don't see any trade actually coming from their ports. You can see it coming from the Danes and the Norwegians, rather the Lithuanians actually, to Visby, but the Polish, not so much. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, we got Edmund of Lincoln, and he can now do some diplomacy in fucking Scandinavia here, Eastern Europe, whatever you want to call it. Because, we don't have much of a presence over here at the moment. But Fantino Carbonetti has been promoted from Genoa. I guess they excommunicated Genoa, and then, they're automatically... We forgive them for all they've done because we got a new pope. Oliver de Burr, our priest in Exeter, has kicked the bucket, so we need to replace him, and we're going to do that right now. Owen Vaughan is the Lord High Marshal, which is a little odd considering he hasn't seen a fucking battle in his entire life. Meanwhile, we have all these great lords in Europe doing all the footwork, and they're not getting shit. They're not getting any titles. But we do have a practice range in Caen, and I already have selected to build a blacksmith so we can retrain all of these spear militia units and get them better armor. So like I was saying earlier though, we're going to try to train as many professional units here to build another army to march on Paris because we really need the help. Okay, so Hungary is now at war with Venice, which really is not much of a surprise. They share many borders all along the coast here, and with borders comes friction, border friction. So it's really inevitable that those guys declare war on each other. I think we can get some sergeants and archers. I may keep these units in Bordeaux to reinforce Barty Carr here. Because, Barty Carr, even though he's learned and a tourneyman, he does need a bit of help every once and again. So, we're going to keep a small reserve just to replace some weakened units. As for the Genoese, they had a lot of units around Marseille, but they seem to have disappeared. I'm not sure where they've gone. Perhaps towards the heartland of Genoa. There's this army here, Captain Giacomo. It's got quite a few units, but I'm not really sure what they're doing at the moment. I am, however, going to send Humphrey of Westmoreland to try to infiltrate Paris. He's only got a 40% chance of success. Well, we could always infiltrate one of these armies as well, but we'll just move closer for now. There we get a good view of what's in there. It's all spear militia in Paris itself. Jean Capet is mostly spear militia as well. Prince Baldwin is probably one of the more strong armies. It's going to be a tough nut to crack. Tougher than the others anyway, because look at this. It's like 90% spear militia. Spear militia, and you know what? I think a few of them are a little undermanned. Some of these units. 25 men in that one, for example. 127 there. But yeah, we should be able to break those units very easily in an open battle. The only problem is actually structuring that army. We have a lot of archer units at the moment. We don't have any heavy cavalry, so we'll have to try to recruit some Malays, perhaps. I could always go with Hobilars, but they're not the greatest, truthfully. So I think we have 2 Malays units being recruited right now. And we have 2 archers in Angers. And light men-at-arms in either. So, you know, we've got the start of an army. I was thinking of putting Duke Herbert as the Lord of Angers, but unfortunately Barty Carr actually has the title of Angers right now. So we're not actually going to transfer that title for quite a while. We can retrain all these archers for some reason, but I'm not sure we need to, so we're not going to bother. Like I said, though, we will march north for Clermont. And it really, a large part of our plan hinges on how well we do in France. So we'll have to end the turn and see if they make any moves. But first of all, we're going to get Robin Fitzwalter to try to assassinate Fraunce Audley. Which is going to happen next turn. 16%. I'm not really confident, but you never know. It may work. I'm going to train another cog for this fleet because it is 1 ship strong, which is not really a fleet. It's just a ship. But anyway, we're going to end the turn now. Alright, folks, just look at this real quick here. The Kaiser himself, Emperor Winrich, has actually come forth from the very heart of the Holy Roman Empire, and he is taking an army to Bruges. I guess the Holy Romans are absolutely fed up with the Scotch at this point, and now they're just bringing out the heavy fucking guns, the big guns, to take them out. We have a spy over here. I'm not sure where we could put him, because, you know, we have a huge abundance of spies, but Miles Plantagenet can head to Dijon here, which actually happens to be where a lot of the Genoese forces are at the moment. We got Captain Giacomo, as cited at the last turn, but yeah, still not very many units in Marseille. They've actually pulled out the lord that was there, and we're being fucking blockaded in Toulouse, which is actually Gascony, but and we don't have an army in the a fleet in the Mediterranean, so we cannot counter that blockade, but we'll have to deal with that eventually. Nicholas Bridges here could probably head northward towards Rome, maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, we have an abundance of spies. Not that information is a bad thing, but it's just, I think I'm just trying to position my spies outside the majority of the enemy cities, like along roadways, etc., so we can get a good idea of the comings and goings of the Genoese forces. There we go. We've made a tiny bit of money this turn. Not really anything is... Oh, actually, except for Barty Carr is now a military engineer. Shit, he is a siege master. Which is going to be great when we... Oh, he fucking dislikes Genoese as well. Barty Carr is getting to be probably one of my favorite lords at the moment. He's a fair fighter, scholar, and he has a hatred for the Genoese. So do I, actually. But he also has this military engineer, which is going to be great when we get that trebuchet after, I don't know, 5 or 7 turns, however long it takes to build a trebuchet after the siege works is done. We've got paved roads in Nottingham as well, which is flippin' great. Look at this. We've got a nice road network stretching all the way from, what is this, Wessex? Yeah, stretching all the way from Wessex all the way up into Edinburgh. A nice paved road network. And once Exeter upgrades, we'll get paved roads there as well. Winchester, of course, is lagging behind. It's got quite a few thousand people to go before we can upgrade it yet again. So we'll have to wait a while for those roads. But yeah, it's great to have this nice road network going on. Angers will soon have paved roads as well. So we can go from the port of Brittany all the way down to Bordeaux, the very borders of Bordeaux. Caen, I don't think we'll be able to have roads for quite a while yet, but that's fine. That is just freaking fine. Okay, we've got a few more professional units, and Philippe, the Unorthodox, has actually died, so that leaves a spot open in the College of Cardinals, I believe. And hopefully we get another cardinal in there. That would be great, because we have 3 at the moment. Oh shit, this is... There's an actual war going on, but also in the College of Cardinals, a war between us and Genoa. Look at this. We've got a Bishop Preferati, sorry, and the Genoese have one as well. And, okay, well, we actually have one more bishop than the Genoese at the moment, but there is an open seat, so, you know, they always have the chance of getting yet another. Alright, let us... they are shuffling a few units around near Ham and Paris. So maybe it won't be all that bad when we start to invade with Sim and Russell. I think we can probably... No, I don't know. I'm so undecided. I think I want to wait for my reinforcements before we begin. Let's see. I'm going to pull Herbert out. We're going to grab our... Oh shit, we need to retrain some of these units. Oh, it's because of the plague. We're getting fucked by the plague at the moment. It's kind of wrecking my plans, actually. But we have 4 units for Duke Herbert right there. We could, of course, always grab some militia units. I need my best armored, best trained spearmen. Once the plague is done in Angers, we'll retrain those units. And we'll grab them for the army as well. Alright, so this army is slowly coming together. We've got 3 archer units, 4 spear units. We just need some cavalry and some sword infantry, perhaps, to breach those walls. Now, Barty Carr's army, it's just... Oh shit, we'll retrain this unit because it only has 36 men, and that's basically all we really need to retrain. All we absolutely need to retrain, that is, and we don't actually have a priest in Toulouse yet, so we'll recruit one. And we'll march north, because it appears they've pulled the majority of their units out of Clermont. I mean, there's only 3 now. Captain Corso has an additional 5, but I think he's heading towards Lyon, perhaps. Alright. Well, here's Prince Baldwin, the most difficult army, I suppose. Captain Roger... I believe has a bunch of militia as well. Yeah, it's all militia units, so that's not a problem at all. Prince Baldwin, there we go. We get a good view of his army. It appears that the French aren't in the habit of retraining their units and reinforcing them, so we've got a bunch of half-assed units in there, which is just fine with me. Oh shit. Okay, so apparently we're trying to assassinate Fraunce Audley with a fucking snake right now. 16%. I really hope this goes... Nope. Never mind. Our snake has actually fled the scene of the crime. Okay, well... Apparently you can't control snakes, much like cats. You can't really train them. The Venetian Doge is dead as well. Kind of blows. The Moorish Caliph... okay, so... I think I've finally figured out what I would like to do. I'm going to grab Simon Russell, and I'm going to plant him right here on this side of the bridge. The French, rather, actually, they absolutely hate us now. So you see, a lot of German forces have come, and that is why the French have pulled a lot of their army northward, northeast, I suppose, because they need to beat off some French bastards. I don't know where the Kaiser has gone. Hopefully he did not die. I would have got a notification if he did, but I don't know where he's gone. But anyway, we're going to plant Simon Russell right here, and he's going to stay there. And, well, for the most part, they've left Paris undefended, actually. But he's going to stay on this side of the bridge. So if they go to attack Simond, he's got this nice river to defend across. Meanwhile, we're going to wait for David of Salisbury to land. What? A Scottish navy. Okay, we're going to get David of Salisbury to land right here. And he's going to bring his army from the north, like so. This way, if we get French armies, you know, we can do this nice pincer move and just trap them between our two armies and leave Paris incapable of receiving reinforcements. It's going to be good. Going to be great. And, of course, Duke Herbert here is going to arrive on the scene sometime in the future. I may get Herbert to march on Clermont, actually. That would be a good idea, just to head through the forest here and south towards Clermont. See if I consolidate all of our power in the north and wipe out all the position in the north, then we can just march south with basically with impunity. It's going to be great. But anyway, Fraunce Audley is still alive, of course. Angers is still being besieged by the plague. And we got a few coins there. Okay, we've got Mary Vaughan now. These people are still just going absolutely nuts, humping away. The Vaughan family, they are founding this dynasty to last an age. So Lawrence Vaughan and Eleonora Vaughan have actually had their first child. It is Mary Vaughan. I would have preferred a boy, just to keep that name strong, but there you go. That's as good as it gets. Okay, Owen Vaughan does not have a wife yet. And he, unfortunately, is up in Nottingham. I'm not sure. Maybe the Scottish princess has the hots for him, perhaps. But I really doubt that we're going to get a marriage that way. We're going to have to wait for a betrothal, perhaps, before we can marry Owen. Exeter now has an inn, and it is going to start upgrading. They're building these stone walls as we speak. Angers has that nice paved road. And I think we could probably build chain of river ports, perhaps. Oh shit, we are losing quite a lot of population in Angers because of this plague. Perhaps a barracks would be a good idea, just to get that infantry. But a siege works in the north would be perfect as well. We don't want to have to go to Toulouse every time we need a fucking trebuchet. Well, I mean, it's not too far, Angers to Toulouse, but I can't really think of anything else that would be of import in Angers. I mean, a barracks would be great, archery range would be great, but you know, they're kind of secondary to the more unique siege works. So we only recruited one unit this turn, and that was actually a priest in Toulouse. Okay, so the Republic of Genoa is no longer at war with the Portuguese, which is just fine by me, because the Portuguese didn't fucking do shit. Also, the Byzantines are now at peace with the Moors. The Byzantines still have not retaken Constantinople. I'm very surprised, but there you go. Okay, so the Portuguese cardinal has died. A Hungarian cardinal has been promoted. So I guess there's still a spot open, and that still means that we may get another cardinal in there. Perhaps, possibly. You never know. Alright, we've got even yet more troubadours, and we'll allow them to reside in our castles for now, I suppose. Nicholas Bridges, his path is blocked. Okay, near Rouen, the French are being constantly spread thin because they're battling off German forces. They're slowly being worn down by troops from Metz and Antwerp, and it's going great. Unfortunately, Captain George here was able to move a lot of militia units past Simond Russell. But now our friend David of Salisbury has landed with his army. He's going to recruit no mercenaries, actually, because they all blow. Hopefully, his units aren't too weak, actually. He's got not a bad army here, but it should be enough to battle those militia units. So I'm going to move them in contact, like so. And I'm going to place Admiral Richard in the port of London. So there we go. We can box in... Oh, what? I can't actually... But like I said, we have Duke Herbert just waiting to spring into action. And we'll actually grab those units. I'm not going to bother to retrain them. Time is of the essence here. Alright, so I'm going to reorganize briefly. So we've got 5 archery units, 2 Malays. I may grab those Hobby Lars, actually, and 2 2 sword units and 4 spear units. We're a little weak in infantry at the moment, but I will grab these Hobilars from Kane and a lot of spear militia from Angers. There we go. That has filled out our army, and Duke Herbert is ready to roll. He'll be heading towards Clermont if he's not needed in the north. Another cardinal from the Kingdom of Hungary has been promoted, and yet another cardinal has died, leaving another spot open, and we're probably going to get passed over for that as well. So the Holy Romans are at war. Oh, shit. The Genoese are no longer at war with the Holy Romans, so I think that means that the Genoese are really only fighting us at the moment. Does that... No, the French are still at war. Let's see. Where is Genoa? I believe I passed them, actually, which is... there we go. Enemies, Fatimids, England, and the Moors. Okay, yeah, we're the only ones at war with the Genoese right now. So we're going to have to get moving pronto mundo to turn this war around. We still got 3 turns for these trebuchets, but I may not wait around for those because time is of the essence, as I said. So we're going to grab Barty Carr, and we're going to send him towards Marseille. I believe no other units really need retraining. This unit is 40 men short, but can we spare another turn for that? Does it really matter? I'm going to say no. We're going to... Feudal Knights, never mind. I'll recruit another unit of Feudal Knights. And, no, you know what? I'm not going to wait for them either. Okay, we're going to start marching towards the Genoese capital here, Marseille. And we can weather the storm there. We do need a few units to garrison Angers, or sorry, Toulouse. First of all, though, so we'll grab some light men-at-arms and our Malays. There we go. Shit, not far enough. We'll also grab an archer unit, because archer units are always great to have in castles. There we go. It says we lost 980 gold, but of course we didn't. The Byzantines are now richer than us because our stores have slowly dwindled. Oh shit, Jean Russell, Simmons' daughter, son, question mark, and also Hubert of Shrewsbury. Hubert and Herbert, those names are far too popular. It's getting very confusing. But Margaret of Gainsborough has actually died. I'm not really sure who that was, but we'll grieve later. York has a city watch now, and since it is a trade city, we can build more trade buildings, or we could build a church, because right now it only has a small church, and that is not fitting for a town like York. Winchester has farms, and I'm sure they could use a town hall, actually. That would be great for them. Carnarvon has a chapel, and a bakehouse is in store for them. Galway can grab a port pretty soon here after we build these mines. Now, Galway is slowly on its way to being converted. I think we need, yeah, it's 65%. We are just 5% short. Perhaps a few turns from now we'll complete that mission. I'm not sure where my assassin has gone, actually. Here he is. We'll try again to kill Fraunce Audley. 16%.
Name thy target.
I hope the exact same thing happens again, because that would be very funny. Or our friend here could just get bitten himself. Oh. Ah. Have we actually done it? Holy shit. We actually did it. We killed Fraunce Audley. What the fuck? Robin Fitzwalter is a son of a bitch. I can't believe he actually managed that. He did it. He pulled it off. And yet he only has 3 points to his skill. So I guess that's it. We can send fucking... Well, we could try to kill Barnabas. 14%. Nah, I'm not even going to bother. I'm so excited. I can't believe that actually worked. Holy shit balls. We'll get Admiral Hugh to swing around and pick him up yet again. And then he can get sent back to good old Europe yet again. Ah, wow. Fuck, I guess that solves all of our heretism problems in Ireland. Galway should be fucking well on its way to completing that mission. I'm so stoked, like irrationally so. I don't even know why I'm this happy. Holy moly, I never expected that to actually fucking work. Alright, we can attack Captain George here, but I think I will cut it short here. Good cliffhanger. When we come back, we will kill these militiamen near Paris, besiege Paris, and we'll have to fend off some forces from the northeastern corners of the Kingdom of France, I would imagine. Oh, there's the fucking Kaiser. Emperor Winrich is back in the game. How old is this guy? He is 58. He looks very, very badass for 58. But anyway, we're going to get Barty Carr towards Marseille. We'll plop a watchtower down somewhere in here before we begin to march on. I don't think there's any other Genoese units on the way to reinforce Marseille. So, no, I don't see any units at all. So Marseille is now isolated, and it's going to be under siege any minute now. We really only need to worry about the units in Vico di Vittorio. There he is. I believe this is the guy that was in Marseille before, but now he is in Dijon. And yeah, you know what? Genoa's not looking so hot right now. They've only got 2 castles right now. It's Lyon as well as, what is this? It is Bern. They've only got those 2 castles. And the rest is cities. So, you know what? This should be an easy war. We could always just take these 3 settlements just before, well, plus Marseille. These 4 settlements and leave the Genoese to the other side of the Alps here. But you never know. The war could go on for a couple turns, couple years. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next video.